Hope you all are doing awesome. Um, been an interesting week or so. I hope you all got in on the sage burn. If you haven't already, sure Jenny will talk about how that went when she gets on to do her little spiel. But yeah, like a lot of stuff going on. But not a ton too new to report. We had an AI summit last week that Jan Petrowski, who many of you know on this call, did a speaking engagement at. Um, this week, Drew and I will be going to Las Vegas for the karate.com fight on Friday. And I think that Samson's going to join us too. So that'll be cool. And I hope you all are doing a viewing party, but I'm going to get some video going too. But yeah, I don't know, Drew, anything else you want to share?
Um, yeah, I think we'll have some more information on that. Hopefully, when Jenny joins. But yeah, we'll be doing, I believe, the viewing party and stuff as well. So, but yeah, we'll come. Oh, looks like Jenny's sharing the
Looks like
screen now,
Jenny's
so I'll
here.
let her do her thing.
Galapagos has got some indigestion, so be well with that, Galapagos.
Yeah, hope that you know.
It's not something new.
All right, Jenny, get us out of this nonsense.
All right. Hey, everyone. Hope you're having a great week so far. I can kick us off. However, I only have one monitor with me today, so I'm going to try to do this with one screen. So yeah, if I pause at any point, because I'm like switching windows. So just hang on a second. All right, let me get into presentation mode. Okay, can you guys still hear me?
Yep.
Okay, great. And you only see my deck, right?
That's right.
Okay, beautiful. Yep. Fabulous. Okay, everybody. So welcome to another community update. Hang on a second, fixing my windows. Oh my God. Working on one screen is very difficult with one monitor. I got spoiled. I have a multi-monitor setup in my usual place. And oopsie daisy. Okay, hang on a sec. We're almost
Jenny's bringing her first world problems to the call today.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. And apologies for my voice too. Art Basel was a lot, but we'll get into it. Okay, so first.
Jenny was living it up over there.
We'll get into it. Okay, so Ambassadors Referral Stats Update. You guys all know the drill. I actually have an amazing update today for you all. Check this out. Our 3-month goal has not only been smashed, but exceeded. Our BAT ambassadors in 3 months have exceeded the goal of 100 total conversions, aka new Brave browser users. We are currently at 105 as of today, and we are 3 days short of the deadline. So yes, well done to all of our BAT ambassadors. I think next week I'll share our 3-month leaderboard, so I'll be able to shout out individuals. And we'll be able to congratulate people based on the exact number of referrals. But yeah, they've been killing it. As you can see, they've smashed it. 3,937 total downloads across the board for BAT ambassadors, 312 first opens and 105 conversions. That's more than 100% of the total goal. That's 105% actually. But also the download numbers have increased by 6.34% since last week, and the first open numbers have increased 7.5% since last week. So that is awesome. Every week we've been trending up. There has not been a single week where we haven't seen positive numbers, even between the graduations from downloads to first opens to conversions. Every single week we've been in the positives. So that probably didn't make sense, but I think you know what I mean. Yes, crushing it. Thank you, BAT ambassadors. You all are the best, and we're definitely going to have to do something to celebrate this. I'm super proud of you all, and I think the rest of the team is too. Awesome. Okay, moving on to the Sage Burn. So that kicked off last week on Thursday. As you all know, on bandit.network, we released the blog post. You guys saw it. And to date, 136 out of 300 of our Sage NFTs are currently in existence. So they've been burned into existence. Now we may see this number slow down. We may even see it, trickle to a halt, because as people continue to burn for the Sage, the third NFT in the three tiers. So there's the Curious, the Dabbler, and the Degen. So the third rarest tier, the Degen, will become more rare as people burn for the Sage, because like the Sage, there are only 300 total Degens and now fewer. So we may see people want to stop burning for the Sage depending on, which NFT they perceive to be more valuable. And that doesn't mean, monetarily. That just means in terms of, personal value. Maybe they like the art better on the Degen. Maybe they want to wait and see what perks will be offered for the Degen versus the Sage. So yeah, we're not necessarily anticipating all Sages to mint out, but currently 136 have minted. So that's something to note. And I just posted some fun tweets of the Sage from Twitter from this weekend. So we have a nice video by Namjiang. We have a picture of Luke's Brave wallet where he's showing off his Sage in his wallet. A great meme from Jimmy. I really chuckled at this one. And then, oh wait, my screen is too small. I actually can't even see what this one says. Leo tweeted the last one. So yeah, if you want the Sage is now available. And for those who participated, you will know that we did run into a little snag with the Brave wallet when it came to burning. The connection, connecting the Brave wallet to Bandit was no problem, but we were experiencing some minting failures with the Brave wallet on Bandit. We've since addressed that issue. Long story short, in case anyone is interested in the details, basically, there was an issue with block hashes expiring too quickly, which could either be due to, sometimes the user waits too long in between initiating a transaction and then signing it. That could cause a transaction to fail, but this wasn't the case. And so in our case, we think that there may have been synchronization or capacity issues with our node provider or communication between our wallet and our provider. Either way, we have some awesome engineers on the Brave wallet who worked really hard to get the issue resolved quickly and optimize our configuration and minimize these transaction failures. So in the end, quite a few people were able to mint with the Brave wallet, and anyone who didn't discovered a workaround by using Phantom. So hopefully everybody who wanted the Sage got it. And if you didn't yet, it's still available, of course. And I will also be collecting feedback from anyone who participated in the burn last week or who participated to date. I'll basically create a Google form where you can share your experience. I want to know, where you had trouble versus success when it came to minting the Sage. Like, were you using Brave Wallet? Were you using Phantom? Were you on desktop, mobile, Mac OS, Windows? Just to make sure that we can diagnose any remaining bugs or issues if there are any. So yes, please stay tuned for that feedback form. And if you'd like to fill it out, it would be a big help. Otherwise, we hope you got your Sage and hope you're enjoying it. Oh, why is that not loading? Oh, there we go. Okay. We also have a Sage Quest. So this is open to everyone, not just our NFT holders. You can go to bandit.network right now, and underneath the Sage Burn claim button, there is another little Sage thing. I'll actually show you in a second, where you can basically do this quest. There are a number of tiny activities, I think they call them, for you to complete before you are entered into the draw to win one of 4 Sage NFTs and some BAT prizes. So actually, I will show you what it looks like. This is a little gift. So right under the Sage Mint thing, the Sage Mint button, you can see that there is a Sage related quest. So you just hit the claim button there, participate in the or complete the various tasks. They're really easy, like, follow Brave, follow Bandit, follow BAT, retweet the announcement. We started with something very simple. We're just testing this questing feature out on Bandit for the very first time. But the important thing is that this is open to everybody and not just current NFT holders. So if you've wanted a Sage, but you, for whatever reason, haven't had a chance to pick up our NFTs or didn't get to participate in the mint, now's your chance. And you don't have to, I don't even think you have to connect. Oh, you might have to connect a wallet. Yeah, you have to connect a wallet, but you don't have to, have anything in it. No BAT, no SOL, I don't think. So yes, please go ahead and participate in the quest and let us know how you like it. Oh gosh, I'm running out of steam with my voice. All right. Also this week on the 15th, so Friday, we will be doing a Brave Talk watch party for the upcoming Karate Combat KC43 event, which Brave is sponsoring. We did this about a month ago when Brave sponsored the K42 match. We invited everybody to a Brave Talk. We created some polls to vote for the fighters. We all hung out for like 4 hours while the fights were taking place. Of course, we were streaming the fight for free through Talk. And our branding was all over the arena, so it was super fun. Luke was there. We had a bunch of community team members there, a bunch of ambassadors, brigaders. It was really, really fun. So yeah, be prepared to be in good company. We will be giving out karate tokens from the Karate Combat team as participation prizes in the watch party. We'll also do a special POAP. And yeah, it'll be a ton of fun. So please come. And I've created an RSVP Google form that you can fill out to let us know in advance whether you'll be coming. And if you let us know, if you RSVP in advance, we will be able to send you karate tokens ahead of time so you can actually not only vote through Brave Talk via our polls for the fighters that you think are going to win, but you can also vote in the Karate Combat app and basically put down tokens. And then if you vote correctly, you win tokens from like the pool. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but it's very cool. So yeah, you can RSVP in advance and get karate tokens in advance, which makes it more fun the day of. Was that a question?
Yeah, question from Drew.
Yeah.
Do they really say karate there in Canada, or is that just something you like to say?
So no, we say karate, but for some reason I read the token as karate. I don't know. Maybe that's wrong. It's probably wrong. But
It's just funny though.
so
I
karate
was just messing
tokens.
with you too,
Sorry.
Jenny.
I know. I know. Karate tokens. So yeah.
I'm pretty
Keep saying
sure
karate.
karate is the correct pronunciation if you're talking about, native languages, but, just
Ah,
Oh, there you go. Sorry, that was loud.
thank you. That was probably duck, huh? Yeah. In your funny language, you say karate, but okay. So no, I think I like karate better, Jenny. So keep that one going. Sorry to
Thank you.
sidetrack.
No, it's totally fine. So once I finish talking here, I'll actually put the RSVP the watch party link to RSVP in the chat, so you all can sign up. And if you don't already have so the karate tokens are on Hedera blockchain, and if you don't have a Hedera wallet, all you have to do is download and install the karate. My goodness, I'm getting all flustered now. The Karate Combat app. And then when you sign up there, it automatically creates a Hedera wallet for you. And so you can just input that wallet address in the Google form, and then we'll send you some tokens before the event. So, but yeah, I can put some instructions in the chat too. Just stay tuned. Okay.
Real quick on that. I guess we got the next one.
That's okay.
Yeah, because the reason we're wanting to try and get those out before is you have to vote in the app to win the tokens 48 hours in advance. So we'll get those out soon.
Yeah, that's it. They close the voting 48 hours in advance. So yes, we'll send out that RSVP right after this. So Art Basel, Drew and I attended the Brave sponsored Bing Bong Happy Hour event at Art Basel last Friday. Was it Friday? Oh my gosh, the whole weekend feels like such a blur. But yeah, I believe it was on Friday. It was a ton of fun. It was a total rager. Bing Bong really knows how to throw a party. It was just wild. There were a ton of creatives there, Web3 influencers, I think the whole Pudgy Penguins team was there. There were a lot of NFT folks. It was super cool. All of Braves people were there, all the Pudgies. But it was super fun. We did a lot of networking. We had this plan to go in transparently and like really drive browser downloads, drive creator program signups, get people to set up a Brave wallet. But once we got there, we realized that it was not the environment for that kind of thing, just because it was so loud. It was really like a party, like it was a rager. And you'll see in the photos that I'm about to share. But our branding was everywhere and looked great. And, we got to speak to a lot of people. They were super thrilled to see Brave presence at the event. As always, I don't think I've ever attended an event where people were not happy to see Brave there. But I would say on the whole, it went really, really well. We got to meet some people that we've been talking to for a long time in Web3, like Giannina Scarlett. She's on the right of the picture here with Drew. I actually did a panel with her a little while ago when we did the Unstoppable Domains campaign in Brave. It was a Women in Web3 panel. So we got to meet her in real life. That was awesome. And a bunch of other people. And so here, I'll show you some pictures of the event. As you can see, like there was one of those, I don't know what they're called, but one of those background walls, that you see at movie premieres and events with like all the sponsors' names on it. So there's our branding was right in there, our name, and Guillermo also made some really cool Brave designs that were up on the screen, on the monitor behind the DJs. That was really awesome. And Bing Bong is actually putting together some, so they had like a professional photographer and videographer at the event, and they took some pro content. So there is going to be some great footage and photos to come from the pro photographer and videographer. But on the bottom right there, that's a picture of me and Drew and Courtney from Matrika Labs. And if you all hang out in our Discord, you know that we have an integration with Matrika, and we use them for our for role gating certain channels in our Discord. So if you're a Bat X Adam Ape NFT holder, and you are verified in our Discord, that's through Matrika. So that was really cool. All in all, wonderful event. Really happy we did it. We'll share pro photos and videos soon. And hopefully there will be some great, maybe we'll continue to work with some of the creators that we met at that event, but stay tuned. All right, quick LATAM community update for Paula, who isn't here today. So there was a Twitter Spaces with Refi Colombia, which I think is being rescheduled due to scheduling conflict. So if you are following the Spanish Twitter Spaces, stay tuned for the new date for that one. Also, there was supposed to be a space this Thursday with Bat Mexico, Donatello and his a task force of ambassadors on the ground. I think they're just waiting on confirmation for that, but should be the 14th. And in addition to that, Paula is also working on some Twitter Spaces recaps. So if you missed the space with Drip, Alan Carroll, or Guacamole, all of those will be coming out this week, and we tweet those through the Bat Community account weekly, as you all know, and you can find them on our Notion as well. All right, handing it off to Battern. Battern, are you there?
Yeah. Sorry, I just was lagging.
Okay.
All right, Bat Ambassadors update. This week, earlier last week, I met Aaron Yaka. Since I know Luke loves stats, I drank 3 small beers. Aaron Yaka drank 1 big cider. We talked about Bat, Brave, and crypto in general. We're going to organise a meetup at my local before Christmas, probably. A geeky little bar, should be up for it. So then we've got a bunch of what's going on this week in events.
Oh, next slide.
Yeah. So we've got the Monday ambassador meeting. So we start productively at the weekly meeting where we, all the ambassadors discuss what we're going to do for the week and what's happening. And next one, Tuesday we've got poker, which we started off. We've been doing it, experimenting with different rule sets. But we've decided to stop doing the rebuys because it gets silly with everyone going all in all the time. Wednesday we've got Degen Royale, where the winner, we're doing free for all, and the winner gets an F cash gun.
Quick question, Battern.
Yeah.
Can we get Degen Royale to add a skin for the Sage?
Yeah, we're in talks with them doing that already.
Amazing. So there you go, Sage holders. First perk, get a Sage skin for your character in Degen Royale. Woo!
Thursday we've got Brawlhalla, back with Bat Nicholas. Good, like a It's like a Smash Bros, but with other characters. On Friday, we've got the original event, the Dave doing it trivia. This week, it's on about South Park, South Park even.
Oh, that's fun. I like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's awesome.
Saturday we've got Dragon Dave doing Jackbox games. It's like loads of fun, different little games. And all these different events have got back prizes. And on Sunday we eat roast dinner.
I like that. I'm really happy to see that there are games and activities going on in the brigade almost daily. It's awesome, and
Yeah,
thank you to everybody who
that was
hosts.
that was my goal this week, to get something on every day.
I love to see it and love the bat prize distributions for each game. And I would say, like, for anyone who is interested in potentially joining some of these game days and nights and isn't sure where to start, trivia is super easy. There's a different topic every week. I mean, easy depending on whether or not you're familiar with the topic. But Jackbox as well. Those games don't require, any former experience or knowledge. They're really, really funny, and Dragon Dave is a great host. So I'd recommend that if you're free on Saturdays, I should say. All right. That's it for our updates. Thank you, everybody.
Awesome. A lot covered there. Yeah. So how was it sounds like Art Basel was a hit. Were there a lot of people there compared to last year?
I would say, well, yeah, I mean, it was packed. It's always packed. There were a ton of people, and it's hard to say whether there were more or less than last year, just because Art Basel is super decentralized. There are, some main events. There's Art Miami, there's Scope, there are some Art Basel proper events, and then there's all the different side events. But all the events that I went to were popping. So I don't know if anyone's feeling bearish about things. I don't think you need to be. Things are still going strong, but of course, Art Basel isn't only about NFTs, crypto, NFT art, any of that. Art Basel is also more broad and more general. So the crowd it attracts is kind of a mix of Web3 people and then just the traditional kind of art scene. But it was definitely packed to the rafters.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think too, so one thing I wanted to kind of put up to the community today. So I know that Guillermo had done Echo on Drip House, and we've got a good relationship with them. And their founder had tweeted out a bunch of creator, inspired tweets, and a lot of it aligned with what we're doing on creators. So I had said, hey, let's collaborate, or have a chat about that. And I've got their attention right now, and I have some notes from things I'm thinking about, but I wanted to put it all up to you too, to kind of brainstorm here while we're all together and see, are there any ideas or thoughts of ways that we could collaborate with Bat and Drip House that I can kind of add to notes that I've got already. But I'd love to hear what you all think. And so I can open up the floor to feedback for that, or if you guys want to put it in chat too, go for it. Baz, I see you got a hand up.
Hey. So yeah, as you might expect, I have feedback on this one because I know I kind of mentioned stuff about this before. But one thing that'd be pretty cool, if we can get the Brave wallet fixed up so it doesn't break under Drip House's load, is maybe there could be some synergetic cross advertising between the two platforms, because you can maybe even have something where sign up for Brave Wallet and it go ahead and tells them or anyone who makes a Solana account through it, it goes ahead and tells them about Drip and can send them that way, so they can immediately start basically having stuff showing up in their wallet. I mean, you might have to think about how to do that, in a way where it won't be too intrusive, but could also maybe some ad rotation or something, just because both platforms are kind of known for onboarding people into different areas of Web3. So that could be cool. Also, if it could be worked out, like especially once Brave moves to on-chain rewards and SBAT becomes more common, if Solana Wrap BAT could be an option for buying drip drops, that could be interesting. Both because most of the stuff that's really true drip has a pretty low aftermarket price, but people still collect them. So that could be neat.
I'm jotting all this down now, Bows. This is good stuff.
Bows on that. The drip drops are those also sold like on Tensor, or do they have an internal thing you can buy it on?
So you buy it through Tensor. That's correct.
Okay.
I believe that's the only platform. They do have something now called droplets, I believe. I haven't really messed around with them because I've been busy doing other stuff.
Yep. So I know, we've asked Tensor about adding, BAT, and it's something they said that they get, requested from other projects as well, and not something they have yet, but something they're looking at doing. So, of course, once they add those capabilities, we definitely want to try and get BAT on there.
We probably have, more room to a little bit more leverage or be a little bit more convincing and asking them to once Solana Wrap BAT becomes a bigger thing and we move on-chain rewards, just because then we could show them that, hey, we got, a lot of users with this.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that'll help. Yeah, once the on-chain thing comes, I think that'll be big.
Yeah, but that could be something worth mentioning when you're talking with Drip that, that's in the work. That might pique their interest.
Yep.
Yeah, that's something more, I guess, on Tensor side, but yeah, they're interested too. So.
Also, you can, people already support via kind of like a tipping function internally. Drip creators, there's probably some way that could get involved in that too, if I had to guess.
So are the drip creators they create media around the NFTs? Is that how that works?
There's two types. There's the ones that do the showcase. So that's kind of what Echo Magazine was. We were kind of like a one-off, and by one-off I mean we don't do a drop every week. Then you have other creators that do drops weekly, and those creators can get tipped.
Got it. Annual
via Solana or Droplets.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool if we could integrate some BAT or something on there.
Yeah, are the creators there? Do you think that they usually do stuff outside of Drip too, like on Twitter or elsewhere?
I think a good chunk of them do. I mean, I think some of them start out doing other stuff first. You also have even like DGen Royal is on there, for instance.
Awesome.
Obviously, dropping NFTs doesn't seem to be their main thing, but they're on there doing stuff. So most of them have active presence is like elsewhere.
Yeah, or at least tweeting stuff out or whatever. Yeah.
Excellent. That's awesome. I saw too, Cripple Resistance had a hand up.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Good, how are you?
Yeah.
I think to get more people more familiar with Brave and that, more people that don't have that don't know anything about NFTs, they don't care about that stuff. I think we should do Dungeons and Dragons groups on Brave Talk with bad treasures and whatever. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so like getting like incorporating like bat into like D&D, like with D&D fans or fans of people that are into existing games. Is that, did I pick that up correctly?
Yes. And it will get people on Break Talk too.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
It's actually pretty popular at the moment. People with like Critical Role, people like watching other people play Dungeons and Dragons,
Yeah.
and you could host that on Brave Talk. Like, you know, that'd be pretty cool.
That's smart. Like we could do like a quest out of that too, where it's like come and watch Dungeons and Dragons for on Brave Talk or whatever.
And do bad trailers.
That's a good idea. Come listen.
What in the nerd shit is we doing? No, I was kidding.
Not
No, you like it and you know it.
I love it.
That's
great.
cool. There's people that love Dungeons and Dragons. The ones that are into it are into it.
You
I play D&D every Sunday, guys. All right.
Really, Carla? I've lost all.
I do. No, legitimately. Legitimately, I do. My friends and I, we play every Sunday.
Damn, Carlos, everyone's coming out to woodwork. All right.
Who knew?
I am an unrepentant nerd. I don't care. Come at me.
That's awesome, though. That's awesome.
I have a Vorpal sword and I'm an elf.
Wow.
Wow, that's right.
Is it just D&D, or are there other games too that come to mind that people are doing this with?
Maybe World of Darkness. That's another pretty popular one. That's like the modern world, but like there's like vampires and mages and everything are real. But normies don't know about it because when the normies see them, they just melt. That wasn't a werewolf; it was just a big dog.
I think any role-playing game on Break Talk would be really great.
Awesome. Yeah, no, we
We could probably. Sorry, Luke. Go ahead.
No, go. Keep going.
No, we could probably find. I mean, Wizards of the Coast, I think, have not been so open to, you know, any kind of Web3 things. And they own Dungeons and Dragons, they own Magic the Gathering, both of which I might have also dabbled. But I'm sure that there are a number of indie games that are coming out, and there's like a really robust community around these like tabletop role playing games, but also, you know, these kind of Web3 games that are around similar. But remember we used to do that thing with Spoilerlands, Luke? That's something similar like to Magic the Gathering. So something like that could really possibly be, you know, something good to explore. It'd be fun.
And so people are just watching people play these things live, like on Twitch or something, but with a bigger group or in Break Talk.
Absolutely.
Okay. Interesting. And they haven't,
Which
like,
I hate.
the D&D folks or the Wizards of the Coast hasn't been into web. We could position this as like something, I don't know, like we don't have to require them to take a position, right? Like we could make it a quest that we do that involves the game.
Yeah.
Just them to use Break Talk.
Yeah, exactly.
A token gated game.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what could be cool is like, okay, you could show somebody the thing, they go get the token and then access the thing, and then I don't know, we give them bat or something, or we figure it out on the back end for that. Wow, I did not expect D&D to come up on this call today, but here we are.
Who's the DM for you, Carlos?
I mean, we were talking about sages.
One of my buddies is DMing right now, but I've DM'd in the past. These are guys that I've been playing D&D with since I was in high school. So,
yeah.
It's been going on for a long time.
I used to do Magic back in the day, but that's as far as I went. Everyone
Dude,
looking me sideways.
I'm trying to get my son into Magic right now.
That's actually kind of cool that you've been playing for that long with those guys, Carlos. That's pretty dope.
That is very
Now we just complain about our wives.
Nerdy.
We nerd out. We
start playing Dungeons. You start playing Dungeons and Dragons before you get a girlfriend, and then you start playing it again when you're not allowed to get one.
Yep. That's exactly what happened. It's like we stopped playing, and then we're like, "Yo, we should play again."
Hilarious.
Stop laughing, Jenny.
I know, Jenny, you're not on the D&D crew. What?
No.
Well, I mean, Jenny, do you have any thoughts too for the drip house stuff? I mean, like, because I know you were working with Guillermo pretty close too on the Echo stuff.
Yeah, admittedly, I was sharing photos from our event just now in Slack, so I didn't really hear the last couple of minutes. But
Oh no, I was just saying,
where
like,
can I chime in?
we the drip house guys, they were putting some stuff out about creators. They have a whole bunch on their platform too, and they're interested in collaborating on some stuff around driblets and bat or whatever they've got out now. And so we were kind of putting in the community to get thoughts, but then we went on this tangent around Dungeons and Dragons, which was kind of cool. And I guess people are watching people play that now, which is even cooler. So that's something we could kind of quest up for Brave Talk, I think, probably, and let it rip. But I don't know, any thoughts come to mind or whatever?
Yeah, that all sounds cool. No immediate ideas, but once I kind of get a grip on like how it'll all sort of like look from the drip side, I'm sure I will come up with some.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Let's see, what else are we gonna? Any other thoughts before we pivot to something else? All right. I don't know. All right, we can open up the floor to you. Anybody has anything they want to talk about, or questions, or special requests for what with the karate.com stuff? I don't know. They might wear bat shirt or brave shirt or something, but
Nothing like that, but I do want to say that for the longest time we've done a monthly, try to guess what the users numbers will be for the month, like the active monthly and daily users.
oh yeah.
And Bowes had asked me if I had it ready earlier, and I was actually going through it as he did, and I was like finishing it up while we're on the call. So I'll just go ahead and announce it there here, I guess. Maybe we can start doing that on the calls.
Yeah.
But Master Rob 25 was only 700,000 off between both the daily and the monthly. So he gets the win for this month. So I'll put it in the Discord as well.
Nice. Awesome.
Yeah, that was all I had.
That's all. I know C-Ray's probably got some questions. Or maybe not.
I definitely have various questions. I just was trying. I mean, a lot of it is. All right. Do you know? Does Brave Search have a GitHub or anything?
Brave Search have a GitHub. I think there is a repo about some of it, but let me see what I can find.
All right, because I know essentially as I've been seeing people making some requests on Brave Search, or even asking of what's to come, I was not able to find anything. But for example, someone had recently asked about having voice search available. You know how Google has a microphone you can click on and you can talk out what you want and it searches?
Mm-hmm.
Brave Search doesn't have that. They were asking if that was something that we were considering or that would be done.
Yeah, we have a repo around goggles, but I don't think we have like a repo around the search index itself that I can see right now. Let me go ask the team too.
So search is a private repo. Most of our backend services actually are. But inside of the like web UI, if you click the settings, there's a share feedback button that actually does get fed to them. And then also if you're seeing something with like a beta index, if you click the three dots, I can actually just kind of show you. Let me share my screen real quick. Which one is it? Let's see here. Yep, Brave Talk, sure. Yeah, so like let's say you get like a bad index. There's supposed to be a way where 3 dots will appear and you can actually just share that information directly with them. Can't remember where it's at. You'll see it in this top right corner here normally. But then also if you want to provide feedback, there's this right here as well. So that should be able to help you to provide feedback in the meantime. It's a little bit easier than GitHub.
Right. Well, that's to provide feedback, but I guess what I was saying is to see projects coming. For example, if we would have been able to see that, hey, there is a project where, yes, we're considering voice search, then a person could say, yeah, they are aware of it. It is on the list. Now, who knows where our priority is going to be? Or hey, language support, where people saying languages aren't available for my country, or my country is not supported. Where we could look and see that, hey, yeah, we're working towards it. It's on that chart. Where right now it's just all a mystery, and for all they know, nothing's being done.
Got it.
Gotcha. Yeah. So like basically make the roadmap for them a little bit more open.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
That makes sense. Kyle, since we have you here, anything you feel like updating folks on here about, or any interesting things you're working on?
I was in Istanbul for Dev Connect. That was kind of fun. I suppose I could give a recap on that.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
I guess probably the big thing that you guys would be interested to hear about is account abstraction. There's still tons of discussion that's going on with that. One of the biggest things that I heard was there's this kind of like stuck in limbo state that we're in right now with account abstraction, where we've got 4337 widely deployed in terms of like contracts being available, but it's not being adopted very well, mainly just because the cost of fees and the fees around it. So there's discussion around using 3074, which is basically a way to turn your current accounts that you have in Brave Wallet into a smart contract wallet as well. And so these two should fit together pretty well. But the way that I've always thought about this, turns out many other people aren't thinking about, which is to have a single multi-tenanted smart contract for like all Brave Wallet users, because you gain privacy benefits to this if you set up your smart contract properly for your authorization and stuff. So it was interesting to hear that nobody really had thought about that stuff. And I think it's worth pointing out that we are paying attention to it. We're just trying to figure out what's the right way to do it, and how do we achieve the goals in the long run for it. So that was a big highlight. I helped to host one of the events there called Wallet Conference. That was very well attended. Basically all the wallets got in the same room, and we were able to talk about a ton of really cool and interesting topics. Many of them did get recorded within the main stage, so the lightning talks, and then I believe there were notes that were shared about as well, if anybody has any sort of interest in the topics that went on and stuff. So it was like a true unconference style.
Were there any like common like themes that stuck out at you, or concerns or things that most of the wallet teams kind of had a shared interest in resolving or fixing, or hurdles or whatever? Just kind of curious.
So I think we're all kind of under the same understanding that we need to be working together more. I think snaps is probably going to be a pretty big thing over time, but it wasn't widely discussed. That's kind of more my personal insight. I mean, we did just ship 6963, which is that improved Connect experience. So that's a big part as well, that all the wallets got together and actually shipped that. So now we want the dApps to go ahead and start shipping that as well. So be sure to file issues on dApps that aren't supporting 6963. And in case you guys haven't seen what that is before, there's a really good demo website that you can find here to go experiment with that. So essentially, if you have multiple different wallet extensions, rather than having to go play around with settings, disable extensions, that type of stuff, you should just be able to have them all appear together, because all of the wallets have been coordinating on that type of stuff. So yeah, there's that type of support as well. And I think the broader theme with this is we know we need to coordinate better. So one of the things that's still on my to-do list to do is write a charter for wallet working groups, so that we can produce more standards and communicate better about how we can produce better interoperability, so that we don't end up with, you know, situations where some wallets work with some dApps and other wallets don't. So
Nice.
also, I see Soraya. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right.
Yeah, no, C-Ray. Yeah, it's just an oddball. Yep.
Oh, okay. See, right. Yeah, so I do security, but I also do wallet stuff, and I'm just a natural code sleuth. So if there's a question, I probably go and dig in and try and find the answer. So yeah, I mean, like, I'll do security, I'll do privacy, I'll do rewards, I'll do wallet, and then there's random cryptography stuff. So with the Zcash integration, I've been helping out with that to go audit the actual crypto code for Zcash. And, you know, they normally say don't go invent your own crypto, but that doesn't apply to the Zcash team, where they have 20 PhD cryptographers building stuff and writing mathematical proofs for it and stuff. So Zcash is probably my biggest and favorite thing in terms of privacy and transactions and stuff.
And I think you're pretty well versed on general security, right? Like, I don't know, C-Ray, what questions you might have that might be helpful.
Well, one thing I've been trying to get answers on is people have been requesting since 2020 for the possibility of multi-account containers or temporary containers, kind of like they have, I guess, in Firefox, where it isolates and you can have like maybe 2 Reddit accounts open on the same user profile. That's something that does not exist on Brave. And there had been topics open, but everyone was saying that, God, why am I going to forget his name now? Head of privacy.
Oh, Pete?
Yeah, that Pete was going to be the only one that could answer. So I've written emails to Pete. I've tagged him on Twitter. I've done all sorts of things. He never responds. So I guess trying to find out who I would speak to find out, you know, if it's ever going to be a possibility or kind of where we stand on that.
Yep, I can answer that. Pete normally doesn't go on a lot of the social media stuff. Being a privacy person, I guess you could say he's somewhat private. So yeah, in terms of the answer to that, so part of this comes down to the way that these projects have been built. So because we're based on Chromium, we inherit a lot of the architecture that they select for these different, like, sort of isolation mechanisms. And so for them, their isolation model has largely been profile based. Firefox did a large lift in order to get those containers working. And I know there was discussion that was happening for us to be able to achieve it, but essentially the reason it's difficult is because of the way that tabs isolate within separate processes. So the easiest way to explain this is, if you've ever opened a tab or a task manager before, when you've been looking at Chrome, each one of those, like, Brave helper processes is actually connected to a separate tab, but the way in which it works is slightly different. So for example, if you go in the top right corner where you select old tabs, those are actually the reason that you're utilizing a bunch of different processes and a lot of RAM at the same time, because behind the scenes, Chrome is actually isolating and keeping all of these things running in case you want to be able to reopen a tab that you've already closed. And so because of the design of their process model, essentially what it would mean is we have to do a large lift in terms of isolating these things further out. And the trouble with this is when you start to deal with these large code bases, like Chromium's probably 30 to 40 million lines of code, with tons of features built on top of this stuff, you end up in this weird scenario where it's like, I expect it to work this way, but I don't think about how it's going to affect cookies, and how is it going to work when I have this configuration flag on, and all these other side effects that occur with it. So it's something where trying to take a feature from Firefox and apply it into Chromium is going to be harder, just because there's such architectural divergence under the hood, even though they feel the exact same. And so we've been talking about it in terms of like what's possible. We kind of already do this with the like cookie storage isolation and stuff as well. So it's possible that we might be able to like hack on top of that and make it work a little bit better. But it's never going to really be easy to be able to achieve it, because it's just so different under the hood, if that answers the question.
Well, I get you're saying different under the hood, and wasn't necessarily saying to clone exactly what Firefox was doing, but just even to do anything similar, like what you were saying, to build off on how we're doing like ephemeral storage or whatever. You're saying at this point that still wouldn't be easy to do, correct?
Yeah, because like what happens is like websites expect the behavior of like storage to work. So even ephemeral storage behaves slightly different than how it does in Chrome, and this is why you end up with like some websites breaking in Brave but working in Chrome. And so that's where we have to figure out how do we slot it in properly in order to actually make it work. And it may be possible to do that because under the hood, all that's happening for most login systems is they're sticking a cookie in. The cookie is referred to as a JWT token, and then it gets passed back to the website every time you want to make a request or do something in some sort of like access controlled area of the website. So it's possible that that is a way to achieve it, but it'll again depend on the way in which we do isolation and all these other things. So it's not just like a cosmetic surgery. It's kind of like a trying to go do a heart transplant at the same time as trying to do your lung transplant and make sure you keep the person alive.
Okay, I appreciate that, and at least it lets me give an answer to some of the topics. Like someone had just posted again, what, yesterday or today? Here, an hour ago. So, I just hadn't been able to get an update, so that's helpful.
Yeah, no worries.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, feel free to tag me on Twitter and stuff like that. I try to engage a bit more. So, as I can find answers to these things, I will. So hopefully that's a little bit more helpful.
All right, and I see Aaron Yaka has a hand up. Do we go to him, or can I try to sneak in 2 more questions very fast?
Let's get Aaron Yaka, then we'll come back to you. And I see Bows has some questions too. So let's go to Aaron Yaka, then we'll come back to Seaver, then we'll hit Bows.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. I just have a question regarding the Solana wallet that's integrated with Brave Wallet. Back in the days when Solana wallet was being created in the Brave wallet, our recovery phrase or seed phrase, whatever it is, wasn't like a 12 or 24 word recovery code. It was like a long string of text. I'm wondering, is that still as secure as these newer wallets that can be created with these like 24 word recovery, or is it as secure?
Kyle?
Yep. I haven't seen this like single string approach. The short answer is it can be as secure. It just depends on how long it is. So that's really what it comes down to, is the length increases complexity in terms of brute forcing. And the reason 12 and 24 words were chosen was because of its equivalence to cryptographic security. So it's roughly equivalent to 128-bit and 256 bits of secure entropy. And so The answer is yes, it's possible. It just kind of depends on the length of the string.
I see. Okay, it's because when Brave created, I created some Brave wallets through it, and it didn't provide me with those like 24 words codes. It was just this
Isn't like
abstract
the
string.
isn't the difference like between the phrase words versus like the key that you get? You know, where it's a bunch of numbers and letters. That's just one long thing versus the phrases.
Yeah, because I noticed it because when I was trying to mint the Sage, I had to go through the Phantom wallet, and when I wanted to add my Brave wallet into it, it initially didn't want it prompted for this 2412 word code, but the Brave wallet just didn't have that. Sorry, the Solana Brave wallet didn't have that. It was just like a long string of numbers and letters, and so I had to do some workarounds to get that to work.
I think I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I believe what you're describing is you're trying to export a key, but what Phantom Wallet wanted you to do was to import your seed phrase that you use. So pretty much every single wallet builds on the same seed phrase. They just use slightly different paths is what we call them. It's for hierarchical derivation. So the same way that you generate multiple accounts in Bitcoin is the same way that you generate multiple accounts in Ethereum. It's the same as what you do in Solana as well. But what we do is we change the strings a little bit to generate new entropy and new stuff. So when you were trying to do that, I think what you may have been doing is trying to import or export a key, but what they wanted you to do was export your seed phrase. Does that sound right?
Yeah, that's right.
In that case, it's secure. You're just moving only one key rather than the entire account.
I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
and like, but does Brave Wallet let you do the seed phrase? Because I think every time I go to get that or whatever, it just gives me the key, or vice versa. I can't remember which one.
Yes. So to get the seed phrase, it's if you go in and you click accounts, and you'll find a backup button. If you go into the panel and click the three dots, I'm in Nightly right now, and hit backup now, it'll pop it open. And actually, I can give you a link directly. If you click that, you'll get redirected to the login page. And then you'll have to unlock the password or unlock it. But once you've unlocked your wallet and there's a second reprompt for it, you can actually view the full seed phrase itself. And so if you enter that seed phrase directly, then you should be able to access that.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Awesome. Let's jump to Bows real quick and then back to C Ray.
So yeah, I had a few questions right fast. I actually have four. One thing that people seem to be excited about for the Backpack wallet is this like blocking feature they have for certain assets, like mainly like NFTs. Now, I haven't gone and tested it by clicking on sketchy links and signing sketchy transactions, so I don't really know how good it is. But it seems like a lot of people in that community are really interested in that. Is that something that might come to Brave Wallet? And basically what it is supposedly if you lock it, it'll give you a bunch of alerts and like block any efforts to move or do anything with it until you like manually go in and do an extra process.
Kyle, what do you think about that?
I'm not familiar with how Backpack Wallet works, so I'd have to play around with it. Can you describe the feature a little bit better?
Again, I'm not like really an expert on it, but from my understanding, it's basically like, say you have like your $50,000 NFT and you're a little bit worried that someone's gonna like try to move it, or maybe you'll sign something and it's sketchy. Apparently, the way it works is if you lock it, you have to go through extra steps before it can be moved, and they'll send you a bunch of alerts and stuff if anything tries to mess with it.
Almost like it's siloed or something.
Yeah, it's like it lets you it's like adding an extra bit of friction. So you basically like lock it down. It's almost like do you have to? I wonder. I haven't locked any of my collections in Backpack with this yet, but I know what feature you're talking about, Baz. Like and what I'd be curious. I wonder if it puts another factor on it that you have to authorize if you want to unlock it, just to kind of avoid you from getting drained. Almost like a 2-factor. But I not totally sure. I can send you, Kyle, send you like some info on it.
Cool. Yeah. My first thought on that would be, is it being enforced on chain or in the wallet itself? Because if it's in the wallet, it's only applicable to that wallet itself. And if you move your seed phrase from one wallet to another, you won't have the protections. Whereas if you do it on chain, you would. And this is kind of the idea behind like account abstraction and the approach that they're trying to do, is to basically make this enforcement model completely on chain through the smart contract itself. So I would assume it's probably wallet specific, because I don't think they're a smart contract wallet, in which case there's still ways to circumvent that sort of protection, but it does create a better experience in terms of like making sure you don't accidentally transfer stuff. I suppose, actually, now that I think about it, we could probably utilize the password feature on some of these lock stuff so that you have to enter your password again before you get access to it, but probably wouldn't turn it on by default. We just need some way to do that as like a secondary authorization check before you actually do the transfer. It's possible.
Cool. Baz, anything else? I know we're over time. I just
I mean, how much time you got? I mean, some of these are pretty quick. The NVPN showing up as option on private windows.
I'm not sure on that one.
That doesn't work that way.
Any updates on the wallet being upgraded to handle large quantities of NFTs? Okay, anyone who interacts with DripHouse.
How large are quantities? Like,
I mean, I don't know exactly what quantity it gets to where it breaks, but I mean, I know at least at 300, it just like is extremely detrimental to the wallet. Like some things I just can't even do in it anymore.
Interesting. We can take that back to the team.
And that's something you'll have to get rectified probably before you work with Trip. So, and then third, any updates on having SBAT show up by default in Brave Solana wallets and having its price referenced correctly? I think it was doing it for a while, but now it's just gone, apparently. Or at least that's what I've heard.
Let me check token list for that. So we maintain a separate list for like the defaults. I can check, and if not, then I can open a PR for it.
Thanks.
Just to
Yeah,
make sure
I'd
it's
like
in
to
there.
James. Like, I'm just not sure. I know you mentioned it, something about that on initiatives. I'm not sure exactly what the status is.
I saw
the price,
Ani was
price showing
working
up in
on
Bantam
that
too. Sorry.
Yep. Oh, you're good. I saw Ani was working on that repo this morning, so maybe he already did it. But if not, then I can look into it and see what's necessary to get it added.
Awesome.
If you want the standard Solana SBAT to be shown in the Solana wallet, that's an issue because every single account in Solana needs a deposit, and that needs to come from somewhere. So unless the user who actually opens up the Solana account also pays that fee, I don't see Brave initially paying that fee.
But I don't know why it couldn't. It's an SPL token, right? Like, why couldn't it show up on the token list?
On Solana, every single token account is an account that you need to open, and you need to open an account with fees, like 0.002 Solana. It's backed up in the account, and whenever you close the account, you get it back as a deposit.
Or I was
But
under
that's
the
hard
impression
coded
the
in Solana.
question was, how do they see the tokens in their Brave wallet?
Yeah.
Is that correct?
They might be-
Because what you're describing there, Dragon Dave, is correct as well.
That's another
just am
issue.
not sure
If
how
you
it
want to
affects the
see
UIs.
them, you need to have an account for them. And if you want to receive them, you also need to have an account for them. So if someone, like, for example, I would send someone that has a Solana wallet, but not yet the token account on that wallet. I know it's a bit complicated, but let's say you make a fresh new Solana wallet account and you would win a prize for winning a game. And I would send basic attention token to that fresh Solana wallet. I, as the sender, have to also pay the token account creation on that wallet. So someone has to pay it. If it's a sender, because you're sending it to a fresh wallet that doesn't have the token account yet, or if you do it yourself. Yeah, I know. I'm still COVID ridden. I sound sexy when I'm not good. Anyway, so either one has to pay the fee, the deposit, to open the token account. Either the sender to the fresh wallet, or the wallet holder himself needs to open the account.
That makes sense. I think this has something to do with like the rent fee or something like that they have
Yeah.
going on. But they have a lot of stuff under the hood that's slightly different. I can see if this is affecting the aspect of it like visually, but from what I'd heard, we already had this before, and then it like is no longer supported. So that makes me think that we can do it again. And I don't think it was due to fees that it would have gotten dropped. It was probably just where in the list it fell, because a lot of these lists are automatically updated just based on like top 100 tokens and stuff like that, and then filtered independently. So we may just need to manually update it or override these lists to make sure that it's never removed.
I mean, you maybe could cosmetically show that there is a bad token, but then say you need to activate the account or something, or you need to pay the fee to have it activated, something like that. You could do that, something like this, I guess, as an alternative.
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah,
I'll have to take a look into why it's broken in the first place. I guess that's the first thing I need to do.
First order bit. Thanks, all. Yeah, okay, cool. We're way over time, so I'm gonna close it off there. But thank you all very much for everything, and we will be back in 1 week, same bat time and channel. Thanks, y'all. See y'all then, and I'll see you online. Have a good one. Sorry,
See you
C-Ray.
guys.
I'll get back to you.
I'll be back next week.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.